Alrighty, did anyone join? Gabman, good evening. Let me know if you can hear me well, my friend. Good evening to you. Remix, good evening, guys. Good to see you. Thank you very much for coming. Just starting the stream. Let me know if you can hear me well. Is the music too loud? Should I reduce it a bit? Alright, let me know if the music gets too loud, then we can then we go ahead. A little bit. Okay, got it. Let me reduce it. Let me know if it's fine now, if it's too loud or too low. I think should be a little bit better now. But let's see. It's perfect now. All right, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Always good to kind of just check. Hopefully, it's not the type of music that's gonna put you to sleep. I just it's evening, so I think it's perfect to just have something chill that doesn't take too much attention. So I think it should be fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. Nice. All right, cool. Let's well, good evening again. Yeah, another evening and another stream. I've kind of decided to stream last minute. Been to the gym, been with my wife a bit and kids, and I'm here with you guys and girls now. And yeah, we're gonna do some coding, some AI, some stuff. So yesterday I streamed and we did some awesome work with our event-driven bull MQ, something similar to, let's say, a rabbit MQ. So we kind of played with that. We set up a bunch of awesome stuff. We refactored some things. So that went really well, and I'm very happy with that. I have the cron job, or to say this event, yeah, the cron job, if you may. I have it commented out for now because, yeah, there's a bunch of templates that I have to bunch of email templates that I have to kind of go through and whatever, and also figure out exactly which notifications I actually want to send to get people back into the platform, blah blah blah. But yeah, we'll see. And then here are the actual campaigns that we, with the help of AI, kind of decided for. So these are some of the things. So, you know, sending an email to users who sign up in Programmer Network after 1 day, 3rd day, 7 days. So I'll need to kind of focus a little bit more on what it is that I want to convey. And then sending email to people who never completed their profiles, reaching out to people who are away for more than 14 days, and then people who were, you know, not there for more than 6 months, and then only for people who are writing thoughts on the platforms to kind of incentivize them to write something else. So that's kind of one of the latest things we've done there, and that's fine. So the question now is what it is that we want to do today, what it is that we want to code, what it is that we want to achieve, what is our goal for today. So let's maybe start the stream by checking our error reporting, and maybe also what we could do is set up, I don't think this has worked, okay. Maybe set up our AppSmith in production. We have it locally. So if we go to, interesting, okay. I thought we did that. But if we go to 8080, we should be able to access our AppSmith, which is something similar to it's basically building internal tooling, like building internal dashboards. So this typically you use this to build internal. Actually, I don't know if they have like a dark theme. Let me check. I don't remember. But this is essentially something like if you ever used retool and stuff like that. Change theme. Do they actually have a dark theme though? I have no idea. AppSmith dark theme. No, I don't think so. So essentially, I guess they have this theme settings where you kind of... Yeah, I don't think they do. Okay, never mind. Well, screw that. So maybe this stream we could get these tooling into production as well. Then build some internal dashboards, but how fun that is for the stream, I don't actually know. So anyway, let's take a look at some of the errors, some of the error reporting we have. Okay, 5 days ago. Let's maybe look at the backend issues mostly. 4 hours ago, okay. And actually, I know where we want to start. So at one point in time, and I would say quite recently, what I've done is I've introduced this thing called Sharp, which is essentially a compression library in the API. So instead of kind of ruining the UX and the UI, we're now kind of allowing any image size to be uploaded. And then what we do, we kind of compress it. So we have, this is our main utility here. Whatsoever, I believe that there's something wrong with this where the image gets, what is it called, rotated. So let's actually ask AI, is there any chance that our sharp randomly rotates the image after a compression? I tried to post a thought today with an image and the image was upside down. Let's see, because we never used this sharp before. So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that very quickly. Maybe something we can start with today. So this is what with the resolution we're resized to, the fit is inside. And actually, if I remember, sharp, what's the name of this library? npm. So let's actually maybe also take a look at the documentation of that a little bit. I think it would be interesting. Sharp blah blah blah. So they had a pretty good documentation, if I recall. Yeah, they have a homepage here. So if we go and take a look at where's our code? If we take a look at with yeah, so let's kind of search for some of these things. Composite resizing images. Yeah, okay. Do not scale up if the width of height or greater. Yeah, but they had this super cool like, yeah, this one. Okay, so we are using fit inside, which means, let's see, fit. Was it inside? Yeah, inside, preserving aspect ratio, resize the image to be as large as possible, while ensuring its dimensions are less than or equal to both those specified. So basically, preserve the image, but kinda confine it to the max width and height of this, right? And then this thing is, do not scale up if the width or height are already less than the target dimensions equivalent to. This may result in output dimensions smaller than the target dimensions. Okay, yeah, combined with the two, it's quite confusing actually. But let's see what this guy said. Sharp is not handling orientation metadata, causing images to appear upside down or incorrectly rotated after the compression. Add rotate to sharp pipeline in the compress method. When called without arguments, this method automatically reads and rotates the image accordingly. Modify the compress image method to include rotate, right? So essentially what it's saying, just smack the rotate after sharp. So let's actually read about that. So we rotate. Weird, there's nothing about rotate. Okay, here it is. Limbolate, thank you very much for the follow, man. It's very kind. Auto orient based on the, what is EXIF? I'm not an expert in images, so let's learn this. Exchangeable image file format, officially EXIF, according to JETA SIP specification, is a standard that specifies formats for images, sound, and ancillary tags. What does this mean? Ancillary refers to something of secondary importance that is supplementary, supporting. Yeah, but why don't you say supplementary? Joker, good evening, buddy. Joker69, what a nickname, nice. Josh, hey, buddy, good to have you again, man. Okay, let me just try to. Okay, so let me just focus for a second. So, exchangeable image file format, according to, yeah, is a standard that specifies formats for images, sound, and tags used by digital cameras, including smartphone scanners and other systems handling image and sound files recorded by digital cameras. The specification uses the following existing encoding formats with the addition of specific metadata tags: JPEG, loosey coding for compressed images, TIFF revision 6.0, RGB or YCBCR for uncompressed files, and blah blah. Okay, so in simple words, what this means is we don't care. This is obviously some. I would say that people who are more into let's say probably some sort of cinematography or cameras or image recognition, compression, whatever, they're into these things. So we don't need to know underlying details of this, let's call it a format or whatever. So we know it's something to do with images, and we know that these methods are yeah, there to help us with things, right? So now, okay, so if we go back to our implementation here, so dot rotate, if angle is provided, it's converted to a valid positive degree rotation. For example, we produce 200 degrees. When rotating, if no angle is provided, it's determined from... Okay, so that's kind of, I guess, right? So that's basically, so if no angle is provided, it is determined from the EXEF data, meaning it's going to read the metadata of the image and it's going to orient it based on that, right? So you could say that probably auto-rotate or orient is just the abstraction of that, right? You see alias for calling rotate with no arguments. So actually... yes, this would be more accurate thing here. Josh, we already did that. It's just we forgot to add this auto orientation. So when I was at work today, I posted. So on Programmer Network, I posted myself right under thoughts this. But then when I originally posted the image from work, it was oriented upside down. So that was a bug, obviously, right? And I had to kind of do it on my computer. So this auto orient is going to read, obviously, the metadata as it implies from the image, and then it's going to orient the image properly after it compresses it, right? So fundamentally, we lack that there, right? Which is fine. I mean, you live and learn, right? I had no idea that. I mean, to be very honest with you, I find this fundamentally flawed library. So I mean, very grateful for the open source work, but I see no reason why this is not a default, right? Like is there really anyone out there who's gonna take an image, put it through a compression algorithm, and expect it to come from the left, right, or upside down, right? So I don't know why the default functionality makes absolutely zero sense, right? So I would, this should be a default. And then if you don't want the original orientation of an image, you then override that with the orientation you want. But what else? I mean, this is an implicit behavior that every single user, right, is gonna... KB on YouTube, hey man, thank you very much for coming. I'm very good. Been to work with my wife and kids, been to the gym, just came back, showered, shaved, and kissed my wife, and now I'm with you guys. Kids are sleeping, my wife is doing something there, so perfect time to do a quick stream. All right, let's just push this. This is, you could say, a quick bug that, or yeah, let's call it a bug, even though my ego doesn't allow that, but it is a bug, yeah. So let's kind of start the stream by fixing that already. Hopefully, I mean, we can in theory test that locally, right? So if I come here and say, make sure you sign up on Programmer on HTTPS programmer.network, don't be a stranger. Let's see if that actually works. Okay. I mean, this doesn't mean that it works, but orientation is correct now. So, KB, thank you very much, man. That's likewise. I wish you and your family, of course, that is implicit, all the best. Okay, so that's good. Now our CI should be deploying that to our server. If we go to API, not Dream Data, but that's my company where I work, but Programmer Network, that CI should be running. What do you suggest to level up as a front-end developer on basic apps? Omar, that's a little bit vague question, to be honest, but I'll try to answer it. I don't personally know what a basic app is, so we would have to kind of agree on some definitions of what a basic app is, right? You would have to define that, because everything is relative. But what I suggest is that you build things, of course, and learn to work with people. Because as the time goes by, programming skills are losing value, and skills working with people and working with teams and building products with other people are increasing in value. And this is, of course, even more and always has been true for once you reach a senior level and then you want to go beyond that, start working in management or a staff engineer. then essentially your full focus is empathy and understanding people, and understanding that your role is not to be right, but your role is to, you know, get to the point of outcome as in any way you know, even if you have to be wrong all the time. But your obsession becomes making teams successful, making other people successful, and etc. Right? So sooner you realize that in your career, sooner you're gonna kinda get there, right? Now I don't know what a basic app is, so you would have to, of course, everything can be considered basic, right? I mean, every app can feel basic if done right? So okay, so screw this, we fixed that. Okay, that's great. So I would suggest to any of you, no matter if you ask or not, focusing on skills such as working with people, building with people, is probably most valuable skill that you can have. Jesus, what are these GitHub? This is GitHub projects. I mean, this exists for like 15 years. This is where I keep all of my projects and the tasks and stuff. So I mean, there's no such thing as basic CRUD. Like, whole internet is CRUD, right? So I mean, what is there beyond CRUD, right? Everything is about data, and that data is fundamentally has to be created, has to be read, has to be updated and deleted, right? So I don't know. I mean, maybe amongst these streamers or content creators, there's some sort of a CRUD app. Every single app on earth is a CRUD app. The Rust app you build, Pascal app you build, Cobol app you build, it's some sort of a CRUD app. It doesn't have to be CRUD API, it can be a file-based CRUD, but CRUD stands for creation, reading, updates, and deletes, and that is what every single app on earth does. If it doesn't do that, it's a useless app, right? So CRUD is everything. Your CLI app is a CRUD app, your web app is a CRUD app, your video game is a CRUD app, right? So don't get misled by the internet in case you did, right? Everything is CRUD, right? That's why computers exist. Computer is a CRUD. Your motherboard is a CRUD, right? So it's everything is about that, right? Everything is about some resource, some data, and we do these operations on that data, right? So what else is there? I mean, you can use different protocols like WebSockets and streaming and stuff. That's also CRUD, right? That protocol just defines how you communicate between services, but that's still CRUD, right? So I think people misunderstand these concepts heavily. Facebook CRUD is different. Well, Facebook started as a simple app, and then it evolved as the complexity needed to be there as the feature, right? So, you know, so I mean, start building something complex. Then, if that is your concern, that you're building to-do lists, then, you know, start making Facebook. Literally today. Don't watch the stream now. Go and try to build a clone of Facebook. Literally. I mean, and I'm that serious. Start building the features there, build a feed, build friend lists, I mean, it's endless, right? That's why, like, there's no such thing, if you're a programmer, what should I build? You have the skills of programming and you can build whatever you want, right? So if you feel that you're building to-do apps, then don't. Then build Facebook, right? And I'm that serious. Start building Facebook or Twitter or whatever, right? Well, that has nothing to do with your question, right? That is completely useless. I don't see how is that going to help you, the skills you mentioned. that is entirely useless experience. You're not going to gain anything by building a game, because unless you want to work as a game developer, which is a fundamentally different industry, right? So that is a massive waste of time. Okay, I'm very sorry. Let me just figure out what it is that I want to do today. Okay, this, yeah, this, actually I'm gonna delete. What do you think about LSP for custom classes with React Next? I don't use Next.js or any of these things, so I wouldn't know much about that because I don't think these things are good. The CSS class defined in its global CSS file. I don't understand the question, Lazar, Alexander, properly. I mean, technically today you should be using Tailwind because that is how we used to write CSS 20 years ago. I don't think you should be doing anything special with CSS other than using Tailwind or some utility library like that. It doesn't have to be Tailwind, right? So if you're not using it, that's fair enough, but you have to convey why you're not doing that, right? I think the best thing to do with CSS is almost not to do anything at all, right? Ideally, you don't want to be writing CSS in ideal circumstances, right? Ideally, you want to have a utility, like some utility class, utility like Tailwind or similar, and you want to reuse these classes and build components, right? Because that trade-off is way better than, you know, doing the other way. Because I've done the other way for many years, and the other way is way worse than you can imagine. Okay, so what I'm actually gonna do now, because I saw that was broken, I'm going to go and we have this your RSS feed is connected, so so we'll actually do something with this. So let's actually go to, let me close this and let me close a bunch of these things. Let's go to the RSS router. Maya, welcome back. Parse RSS article. Okay, so this is where we parse the RSS articles, source RSS, right? Okay, so what I'm actually going to do now, I will sync them now locally. So I'm going to click sync, and that should technically work. And then that's great. And then I'm going to view them. Yeah, something got fucked up locally. That's a bit weird. Give me a second. Do I have any like pending changes? No, I don't. Okay, that's weird. All right, well, that's beside the point. I'll fix that. So we have the RSS import tag here. Max, I just came back from the gym as well, man. Had an awesome training, so go, absolutely. And yeah, dude, I literally came back like, I don't know, half an hour ago. So absolutely, I think I'll still be here. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you coming and saying hi. So go kick some ass in the gym, and then if you have the time, pass by again and say hi again. Thank you, man. Enjoy the training. Is there any benefit of using bash instead of usual command on Windows and VS Code? Just trying to think how you not think about these. Well, I mean, so I think, is there a benefit that depends how you look at it, Maya, right? So you can't really use bash on Windows, right? I mean, okay, you could technically install it today, but Windows comes with command prompt, and typically Unix or Linux-based systems come with bash, so they're just using a different terminal, you could say, if we use human language. So there's no better or worse. As a software developer, as a IT professional, typically you will be more used to bash, because most people use Unix-based systems like Mac OS, Linux, whatever, than Windows. And there are Windows professionals who are more used to command prompt and PowerShell. Those who spend their time working in Windows environment predominantly, maybe they could be C# developers, .NET developers, and other type of developers who are maybe developing the operating system. But I would say that for most developers, like you see this, my machine here, this is my streaming machine. I use Mac OS at work. I have a MacBook Pro, and I have my own laptop is in Linux, but I stream from Windows machine because this microphone and camera and everything else has the drivers. But as you can see here, I'm running Windows Linux subsystem. So all of these terminals that you see, they're running bash, actually ZSH. But so even if you're using Windows, you should be using Windows Linux subsystem to run your things, right? So no, it's not about being better or worse there. It's different operating systems, and they have different tools, right? So you have PowerShell, you have command prompt, etc., right? Okay, good. So I had to run the build. Okay, so one thing that I've noticed right here is that these articles, and I think that our UI will fix this very quickly. So when I actually import the RSS feed now, there are two things. There's one of the things that one of the viewers suggested is like, Alex, well, if you import the RSS, you should be adding canonical tags, right? So I think that's one of the things we can do very quickly. This should be a very easy fix. And then the second one is, so you can see that here we do annotate these imported RSS articles as a source RSS, so our UI knows where they're coming from. And if we actually take a look at the articles now in our database, Maya, there's really no Windows Linux subsystem configuration. You can set up Windows Linux subsystem 2 just by following the official guide, right? So there's really nothing crazy about it. It takes 10 minutes, right? What do you gain by using Windows? Well, I gain that I'm working on Windows and I can run Linux for all of my programming. So that's what I gain. Because if I was streaming from Linux, most of these things wouldn't work properly. My microphone doesn't have drivers, so I can't use, for example, this Shure Motive doesn't exist for Linux. I couldn't use my Elgato Lights. I couldn't use my Stream Deck software because it doesn't exist. Official support doesn't exist. There's some crappy version, open source version that barely works, and many other things. So what you gain is you get best of both worlds. You get Windows, that is the most widely used operating system on earth and has an app for whatever you imagine. And then you can use the other best part, which is Linux, for software development and stuff. So what you get, again, is that you get best of both worlds. Of course, if you're not streaming, if you're not doing things that require specific apps, then of course you should be using Unix, Mac OS or Linux. But this hybrid here is amazing because, again, I can do everything and still have a native support for the hardware, for etc., while also running everything, my Docker, my Kubernetes and stuff, as part of the bash and right. So that is what you get. Okay, so as you can see here, we have source platform, blah, 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 and then we have source RSS. So we can say, select from article where source is RSS, right? No. So here it is, right? So good. So now what we're gonna just tell UI is like, AI. if you use our Postgres MCP, you will notice that we have a some articles imported through our RSS feature, and they have a source set to RSS. Let's fix up our UI. So instead of rendering, so in the articles list, they actually link to the original sources and not internal sources. Let's see. Is this VS Code? Yeah, this is cursor. This is cursor. Is git bash useful for anything? I use it. I mean, how would I respond to that question, right? That is like asking, is a keyboard useful for anything, right? Bash is a way to, or any command line tool in that context is useful for not doing things by clicking in a graphical user interface, right? So, of course, you know, you can run many binaries, right? You can pipe data from one binary to another. So, is it useful? Yes, but it's right. Yes. So right. So technically, is it useful? Yes, of course. It's just a tool, right? To run other tools like operating system, right? So as developers, of course, we don't ever not every tool that we use is a graphical tool, and even if it is, so for example, Git is a prime example of, you know, going Git status, right? That is way faster for us than opening like an Electron full-fledged graphical tool to see is there anything in our history, right? So is it useful? Of course. I mean, but again, it's not specific to Bash. Any type of how would you call it? Yeah. All right, let's see. Let me just actually make sure that we didn't break this. We didn't. Okay, good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is correct. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just validating. Yeah, with yeah. Okay. So this is good. Yeah, a tiny thing to fix, but worked. As always, we have limited time with this stream, so whenever yeah, it's just an incremental updates over time, and it's better to make incremental updates than not do anything at all. Very nice. Okay. There's a growing belief that user. Yeah, I mean, you have to first and foremost. Let's decipher what you said. So first and foremost, you will have to provide the proof that there is a growing belief that user. Right? I've never heard that. I've been in this industry for 20 years. Been working since 2008. I've never heard anyone saying that. So of course, does me not hearing it disprove your point? Of course not. And I'm not saying that I don't trust you, but you would need to provide any whatsoever data that supports that claim, right? Some people also think, I have to say, that lizards exist among us, right? Some people think that Earth is flat as well, right? So that doesn't make it true. So do some people maybe believe what you're saying? Sure, but we would need substantial amount of people and organizations to take that path to prove that point. I've never heard from any company on Earth that they're dropping UI and creating CLI tools. That is, and lastly, what my opinion is completely opposite of that. That makes no sense. Average user can barely use a graphically built website for them that has been built in a dumbified way, so an average a low IQ person can understand it. If you believe that some sort of a user is going to use, no. So I don't know where you heard that. I've never heard about it, and it makes absolutely zero sense. But again, I trust that you did hear it. That I definitely trust. But some people say, right? Tech lead, I didn't, long time no see indeed. No, that composer thing I didn't like much. It didn't, I mean, I tried it a bit and it didn't do well. Honestly, maybe I have to give it more chance. But honestly, yeah, I didn't like it much. This model that I'm using is awesome. At least for me, it listens to my directions, right? How many credits do you use? I mean, this project has been built when AI didn't exist for the most part. So how much credit do I use? I don't know. I don't know, honestly. I pay monthly, but not much. Not much. If you're a web programmer, if you're not an actual programmer, then yeah, you will unfortunately need to spend a lot of money, right? Because, well, obviously because you can't code. If you are a programmer, you should be doing some programming as well, right? Shouldn't be generating your whole code base with AI, right? So yeah, so tech lead, yeah. So I use the same for both. I actually, to be very honest with you, like tech lead, as I always say to everybody, my colleagues at work and everybody here, there is nothing as important as the input when it comes to quality of the output of AI. So no matter which model you use, if your input sucks, your output is gonna suck as well. So to be honest, I should probably listen to your advice and maybe try switching these models a bit. But so far, I haven't really found anything here that I dislike. Now, is that a good argument? Probably not. Probably it would be even better. But I've tried Composer when it came out, and I don't know, it felt weird. It's very fast, so that was awesome. But besides that, I didn't notice that it was doing things well, to be honest. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Is it a great idea to always use ESM in TypeScript? I don't see why that matters, honestly, Beekeeper. Can you elaborate a bit more? Why does that matter? Is it good practice for what? That's just tooling, right? You set that up once and nobody cares afterwards. You recommend it to build. We can try this stream and see, right? I mean, I'm very, very happy to give it a shot. I spend, yeah, most of my time in the planning phase just giving AI massive directions what to do. and then we execute. So the building part honestly hasn't been a problem, because we have to always go back and fix things, and you know, so for the most part it's really like the reasoning part that's important. And then because I give it always sufficient amount of guidelines, almost like exactly what to do. I only recommend, okay, we'll try it. Let's try it with the next thing we do for sure. Okay, let's I'm not saying that you should be mixing anything. Pick one style and stick to it, right? So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying that you should be mixing anything. It's just what are you gonna use? It's irrelevant. You should be using ESM, of course, ASM or whatever. You should be using whatever is modern, right? So, but again, that's just tooling. It doesn't matter. You should be using whatever, like you should be using Vita or whatever, and follow whatever setup it comes out by default. And I would say that is pretty much it, right? So I wouldn't worry much about like details of that, right? Because it doesn't matter much. Oh, I see. Okay, let's just fix that very quickly. Okay, so actually it farts out here, and the reason why it farts out here is because it doesn't actually get an author, right? So what we could in theory do, right? We could because fuck yeah, we actually can't do that because user might not be logged in. Okay, let's just do one thing quickly. So let's just say here, just for the sake of a test, let's just do this. So now they should be technically, yeah. So, and if we click, it takes actually the RSS takes us to our website. We should probably annotate these kind of cards, kind of if the article is from RSS feed, maybe, because there is a little indicator here, but visually probably not sufficiently indicative of that. But okay, that is fine. Yeah, I mean, actually we do have the profile of the person, so actually I think we're good. So we can actually do here, even though why, yeah man, I hate these, this sucks. Come on bro, don't use, we're not writing C, we're writing JavaScript, TypeScript, come on. Why are you using that crap? A, come on. Jesus Christ, man. A. Okay, okay. And let's do something like this. So let's spread the article and then say author profile just to fix it. Is it still farting out? It is, unfortunately. Why? Okay. Username, sure. I heard that mostly from experienced designers. I mean, man, I'm an experienced engineer, and I work with experienced designers. So, I mean, you would need to specify from, I mean, from where did you hear that? Because I've never heard it. I've never heard that or seen. If you have an actual example of that, I would also appreciate if you can show a single project on Earth that did that, right? Because I'm a realist, right? I mean, that's great that you heard about it, but I would need to see it. Yeah, in C you would do a lot of these, like, yeah, in C programming language you would do a lot of that, yes. You would also do it in functions, so you would be like, you would create a function that has called something, and then you would have like arguments named like this. Yeah, it's very typical, yeah. So actually profile is there. Oh, I see what's happening. Ah, okay, I see. Article author use, no, yeah, I mean it is there. What are you talking about? Or are we in a wrong place? Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, so we also have to do it here, right? I see. Okay, good. I'm a programmer that I've been implementing. I mean, don't call it Y programming. I think you're mixing terms. Y programming is a term invented for non-technical people to just generate code with a natural language and not look at it, right? So if that's what you're doing, then yeah, that is called Y programming. But if you're doing what we are doing in this stream, that is called assisted programming in a way, and it's no different from the things we've been doing for 20 years on the internet, right? Before, we would copy paste code from Stack Overflow, Google, random blogs, then we would validate it, we would test it, and then we would deploy it. Today we do the same, just with AI. So that is just, I would actually just call this programming. I don't think there's anything special about this, right? So but if you're generating a bunch of code and not looking at it, then you can use that stupid term that somebody invented, right? And I hope that you're not doing that, actually. Okay, so that's kind of fine now, because that is not programming. Let's just say that we cannot call something where you don't programming, right? That makes no sense. And I respect people who do that, and I encourage all non-technical people to do it, but let's not call it programming, because that's ridiculous, right? Programming is using programming language to write code. Everything else is like, you know, is not that, right? Okay, so this kind of works now. That's good, I think. Let's take a look at our Git history, like what we actually have done. There's no changes in the API. Let's see what we've done here. So we ensure that our tags, very nice. Okay. Correct. Sure. Sure. Okay, do I see a pattern there? Are we seeing a pattern? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could say technically that, I mean, it's, yeah. No. Yeah, I mean, we could generalize this a little bit more, right? But is it necessary though, right? We could kind of reduce some of this. You can see that we have, this is a pattern. You can see if we compare some of these files, in several of them we say if it's this, do this. It's not very generic though. So, yeah, I don't know. It would be nicer if it's kind of centralized in a single function somewhere, and then maybe it yields the okay, let's not overthink it. Let's deploy this already while it's small. So that is correct. Nice. What do we want to do? Where is this? What is this project? API. One of the types of example I would say is AI chat. Yeah, but now you're saying something different, right? I mean, Remix, nobody says that AI is not providing certain, but that's not what you originally said, right? So you have slightly changed your what you're saying, and of course nobody's saying that there's no uses of people talking to prompts, right? But that's not what you said originally, right? So it would be unfair to now shift your focus elsewhere. You said that some professional designers and programmers think that we're going to be replacing complex, UIs and stuff with just simple text, and I'm saying we will not. Even if you go through the prompts, even if you start prompting, the outcome of the prompt will have to be something visual that people can see. You cannot replace a graph with words, because graph exists exactly for that reason, because it's visual, right? People like to look at bar charts, pie charts, etc. Right? So there's nothing fundamentally wrong with those things. So you're not going to replace something that works. Now, if you're saying, well, Alex, you're going to chat to something and then you're going to generate a dashboard, sure, but that doesn't mean that we're going to, replace user interfaces. It just maybe says that we're going to generate user interfaces out of some natural language. Sure, we already do that. There are many products that do that already. Like you can do that in Looker Studio, in Google, Dream Data, a company where I work. We're building that now, where you can ask something about your data and then you generate a visual representation of that response on your question, right? But that's not to say we're going to replace user interfaces. Of course we will not, because we need them. They're good. Why would we replace them? They work, right? No, I mean, sure, and yeah, but that, of course, I mean, that already exists for many years, nothing to do with AI. Things that don't require user interface typically don't have a UI anyway, right? Yeah, technically, yeah, I'm sorry, man, I disagree. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, man. Graph is a type of response, right? That you have to convey to other people. You have to share your screen. You have to have a report, right? So I think you are underestimating the importance of visual representation. It's not for nothing that the saying goes, one picture, 1,000 words, right? So don't underestimate the importance of visual impact on users, right? Because if what you are saying is true, visual representation wouldn't have ever been used. What prevented people for 30 years to just share Excel sheets? Because you understand what I mean? Like, why are people making graphs out of, right? Yeah, but nobody's disagreeing with that, man. That is absolutely relevant. I think you're taking a small subset of problems and presenting them. Of course that we will generate UIs with AI. We're already doing that, but you will still generate them. Are you gonna press keys less? Sure, that is of course something we all strive for, but you will still eventually generate something that to make it easier for user to consume that data, right? So yes, for sure. So I mean, maybe we're saying a very similar thing, a remix. So if that's what you're saying, if you're saying, hey, we will be writing a lot of prompts to communicate to data and get some, yeah, we're already doing that. That's already happening. So that's not in the far future. That is the present already. You can do that with various platforms already. We are building it at Dream Data because we are literally a data platform, right? So that is absolutely true, but not everything is a function of that, right? You know, when you go to Reddit, when you go to Programmer Network, when you go to these places, you chat to people, you leave a message, and then somebody comes, sees that message eventually and responds to it, right? So not everything is about generating, asking questions against the data, right? Not all apps are built to be data platforms, right? If AI works as promised, assisted programming. Plushmaster, hey buddy. If AI works as promised, assisted programming could become... I think that AI does work as promised. I already think also that is true. I just think it's true in the right hands, right? If you know system design, if you're a well-established engineer, then AI, I believe, already delivers on that promise. For sure, already. I personally think that AI is already fascinating for us programmers, to be very honest with you. I'm already incredibly happy with it. Give me 1 second. Matty, my friend. Oh my god, I miss you, man. Where have you been? Oh, you told me, man. Yeah, exactly. You told me, dude. How was it? Nice, man. That's awesome. All right, so now I've actually rendered my RSS articles. Let's see. Articles. La la la. Do they link to my old blog? Difference between JavaScript and C dynamics. Okay. Getting started with V8. Building from source. Okay. So yeah, so you can see I have linked my RSS from my old my old website, Alexander XYZ. And yeah, C++ for JavaScript developers. Sure. Yeah, very good. Okay, so that is kind of... No, we definitely need visual representation. No question about that. No question about that. 6 years ago. No question about that. You know, I don't think that's really a matter of I don't think that's a matter of again, in order to understand why also that is, you have to understand the average capacity of an average human today, or of reading anything. That's why these 10-second video platforms are so important today, because an average human cannot focus into anything for more than 30 seconds, right? So assuming that people will just start reading everything again, it's like, yeah, just generate this report for me in text and I'm just gonna read these numbers and visualize them in my head. That's not happening. That's never gonna happen, man. Ever. And I think I would say even more so as the future goes by, because I mean, who reads books or anything anymore, right? It's just you know. And this could work for single values. So you prompt an AI, what is the most popular marketing campaign this month? And then it gives you one value. Sure, that you could say don't need to visualize. But reports don't work that way. You typically need to have something that answers specific questions in somewhat correlated way. So you typically, when you ask a question, it's rarely you ask a single question. Yeah, you can ask a single question, but you will not want to ask that single question every single day. So you will, even with AI, you will build a dashboard, a report that answers some of these questions, because you don't want to be asking AI 15 different prompts every single day. That's annoying. So what you're going to do, you're going to ask one question, you're going to add that to the report, second question, third question. So even with these questions directly related about the data, you will still need to aggregate that and put it as a single unit. So every day when you come to work, a marketer, a salesperson needs to know certain things, right? And that's why you're going to compose these little units, these widgets, fragments, whatever, into an actual dashboard, and you're going to visualize it for the main reason just to consume it faster. That's all, right? Because if you have a table of 50 values or whatever, it's way easier to also visualize that on a graph than try to conceptualize, okay, there's this table with 700 values. How do I even read this, right? What do I even focus on? Okay, so this works, so that's great. The only question was about canonical URL. Dim, thank you very much for the follow, man. Appreciate it. So this is good. I think the only question now we can raise is, should we make this a little bit more apparent, right? And if we go to our core library, if we go to our Yale, if I go to yale.programmer.network, which is the UI library I built for this project, if we go to card, which is our core card, so this is our card. All right, state many tags, long content with external link. Yeah, so there's this indicator here. compact, featured, loading, default. Yeah, I don't know if it matters. I mean, I don't know if it matters. Just I don't think that this is indicative enough. You can see also this icon is positioned in a pretty terrible place, which means, yeah. All right, let's go here. Did the music stop? It did, right? Okay. All right, let's do some stuff then here. Yeah. Okay, all right, so let's make our RSS articles a bit easier to spot. Let's do something like this, but instead title could be RSS and some variant, whatever you pick. No, man, it's a remix. Look, man, I love you for saying that. Please never get discouraged. I am a realist, and I'm a little bit stuck in the idea that when we state certain things, we have to prove them, and I put my mouth where my money is as well. So I don't do this for you, I do it for myself, because there's too many people on this planet today in every industry just repeating bullshit like parrots, right, without doing any rational research and anything into if these things are true. And actually I would say programmers, especially younger ones, are notorious for this, hearing the latest crap from their content creator and then repeating it without, I mean, I used to stream regularly on Twitch, and many people would come with various types of arguments, such as, why are you using this, why are not, and then you ask them, have you ever actually used X, have you had like, so believe me when I tell you that 99.9% of opinions that people share here are based on nothing, based on just, I heard, someone said, right? And I don't take these things as anything that's worth even considering, right? Because what type of engineer would I be, or if I hear a thing and say, oh, you know, that must be true, right? No, I mean, we have to, that is the core principle of being engineer, is asking the right questions, right? You know, again, as Einstein said, if I had an hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes for the right questions to ask. So this is my core. And of course, yeah, asking the why always is you owe that to yourself. So okay, I mean, this is kind of okay, but I'm not happy with this, and I think this with external link crap is kind of terrible, so we'll need with external, with what? What the hell? Okay. I don't know why global search failed there miserably, but let's go here. Yeah. Okay, so title URL. So when we design this component, so I suppose if we go back, if we go in here, we have a concept of title URL, I suppose. Yeah, card header. So if we go into card header, so let's actually see how I designed this. So we have card header, card author, we have the description. Yeah, could have been, yeah. Title URL is external URL. Okay, so yeah, this is the core of this thing. So if it's external URL, render this, otherwise render nav link. Makes sense, I like it, nothing wrong there. The only thing that's wrong is this crappy icon, right? That makes no sense. So before we continue, one thing that I'm actually going to do, I'm gonna create another story with external link and no image. Yeah, and are we running the storybook locally? So let's say nvm use storybook, and let's screw the online one. Okay, cool. And then let's go here and search for card, and then with no photo. Oh yeah, Josh, of course, I know every single episode by heart. Yeah, man. I when I lived in Sweden, I almost lived the exact same life like in that series with my own startup, so I've never aligned more with any show than that. I was so sad when it ended, man. I was so sad when it ended. Yeah, dude. Yes, definitely. Okay, bear with me for a moment, please. Let's get rid of this crap. Let's say icon. I think I have my own icon. Yes. External. Let's icon external link. Okay. Icon name. Yeah, you should definitely watch it, man. You should definitely watch it, man. It is absolutely fantastic. Okay. The only fear that I have here... No, exactly. The only fear I whatsoever have here is that if we actually go here, can I do like lorem 7, lorem 12? Okay, that's still correct. Where did the USB stick go? Exactly, man. That's we'll never find out. We'll never find out. Yeah, man. That last episode. Yeah. Very good show, dude. Very good show. I have to say that. Give me 1 second. I hate this icon. Illustrations, icons. Yeah, dude. That, yeah. Maybe we should watch that show. I don't know if it's legal to watch it together on a stream, but yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun. At least for me. I don't know for others, but this guy fucks. This is the guy that does all the fucking. Did you know, by the way, fun fact, that when they recorded the... Did you know that when they recorded the episode about middle out algorithm, that actually they did that, they actually literally wrote the algorithm at Google. So the whole scene with the middle out algorithm, like mean jerk time, and they calculating how long would Ehrlich take to jerk off 800 guys. That was actually true. They calculated that at Google. So, mean jerk time, dick to floor, and all of these things, They had like mean jerk time, so they were like, okay, we have mean jerk time, let's call that MJT, and we have dick to floor, let's call that D to F, right? And then man, I died during that episode. I was yeah, that was insane, dude. Dick to floor, mean jerk time. They just killed me. Just killed me, dude. Dick to floor. I mean, only nerds can come up with that shit, man. Dick to floor. Mean jerk time. Hypothetically, if we... I remember literally the scene starts like that. Dinesh says, hypothetically, and then they all get into it. Super involved 3 seconds later. Dude, I just saw an icon that I like and I lost it. There's so many. Jesus Christ, man. Where is it? I just saw an icon that's proportional and like... Where are you, dude? I saw a perfect icon, man. I didn't know I'm wasting time on this. Nobody on earth cares except me anyway. But you know, I care. Where are you, perfect icon? No, I saw it somewhere here, man. Come on, bro. I saw it somewhere. Dude. Boothry, thank you very much for the follow, man. That's appreciate it. Man, where are you, dude? Or maybe I just saw something that doesn't exist, man. Maybe I'm just crazy. No, I did see it, man. It was very proportional and... Ah, crap, dude. It was very squarey. That's what I liked. But I lost it. Okay, I'll just spend 3 more seconds on this, guys. I'm sorry. I literally thought I saw it. Shit, man. I think I'm just hallucinating a little bit here. I think I'm a little bit hallucinating there. I probably didn't see it. No chance. I just went through it again. So no way I saw. I mean, I maybe thought that I saw something, but I didn't. But it was inside, so it was not coming outside. Okay, let's maybe... Oh, shit, man. Maybe we have some RSS icon. Wait. RSS solid. Yeah, we do, dude. RSS solid. I mean, we can't really... What? Yeah, dude. We could do that, right? The one on the left. The one on the left. Oh, crap. It's too late now. Too late. Okay, let's play with this for a minute more and then move on. Who cares? I mean, yeah, sure, but what's happening here? Oh, I see. So yeah, due to the CSS box model, right? So that's why the offsets are kind of... No, that's okay. I mean, honestly... Yeah... No, that's fine. Okay, let's proceed with this. So let's kind of do this. Let's do the offsets a bit differently. I don't know actually what happened there. What the heck? All right, I have no idea what happened there. Man, this icon sucks, dude. I do, man, I do. Nipple alert. Nipple alert. This app can sense nipples in a radius of 5 kilometers. Man, why is my... Okay, look, guys. It so much doesn't matter. It so much doesn't matter. Yeah, but yeah, please just bear with me. Somebody said it was square external arrow inside corner. The one on the left. 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 Where on the left? Alright, actually, I'm sorry. The best way to solve the problem is to remove it. So no icon. No icon. We can indicate that somehow differently. Fuck it. No, I can't. I just don't like it, and I don't want to be unhappy about it. That's the problem. So the only thing that matters is that we, yeah. I just don't, yeah. Let's just run the tests. I don't know if we have tested for the presence for that icon. No, okay. So screw that. Yeah, okay. 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 Never used a storybook. You definitely should. Storybook is the best pattern when it comes to UI ever made, and it has been since day one. So it's almost unimaginable not having it. Because let me sell it to you. Let me sell it to you. Why is it good? Because right now, if I asked you, Lil Saf, can you show me the variants of the buttons you have? You know what you would tell me? For example, just arbitrary example. You know what you would tell me? Alex, to see outline button, go to this page. To see the error button, go to this page. To see this, right? I'm just using button as the arbitrary example, right? So you simply don't have a way to you don't have a source of truth for your components. And I mean, button is arbitrary example. I mean, there's many views in your application that you're never looking at really. So that is even a bigger danger, right? Like these views, like password reset and a bunch of the other crap that nobody ever looks at. So you need storybook. It's not a matter of like, should I use it? It's for me it would be unimaginable, right? To know, right? Because when things break or when your designer wants to change things, you know, like button again is the most arbitrary example. But you come here and you see all of the variants of that crappy button, right? For example, and then it applies to any other things. Like you need to be able how these, you know, you see like here I can see because I have drag and drop implemented for this thing, you know. So you define all of the states because you should really treat every single component as a separate app because it really is. So every component really is an app itself, and it's an app that has its own state, right, and etc. Right. So here we have our dialogues with no title, with custom icon, with when they're loading, info, whatever, and you name like every other thing is also here, right? So you absolutely need that for the sanity's sake, right? Okay, well, we're done with that crap. Silo10, thank you very much for the follow, man. Okay, let's see. Let's just review our code. Never trust anyone's code, including your own. At least I don't. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we could wait for CI for the code QL. We know that these are gonna pass without a doubt. So because we also have this tooling, same tooling locally, so we're gonna merge this. We're gonna go to our actions. We're gonna wait for the release please to finish, and then we're gonna deploy this to npm, and then we're gonna install this in our programming network frontend, so we can kind of remove this buggy kind of looking icon that we have now. Yeah, this one, as you can see, because due to the nature where it was, you can see it kind of gets smaller sometimes. Sometimes it's bigger depending on position. So we'll get rid of that crap. And then if we take a look at it locally, we're gonna have this RSS thing, which, yeah, is a poor choice of color, which again, very, very tiny thing, but accumulatively it's not tiny. So an argument such as, oh, that's a tiny thing, is only true if you don't have too many of the tiny things. Then it becomes not tiny anymore. 50 tiny things in your app and your app looks like shit. Okay, pink maybe, I don't know. I don't think this is pink, no. JavaScript. Okay. Interesting. Oh, yeah, it's this one. Okay. All right, I like that. It's distinct enough. Is it looking great? Yeah, maybe even it is, but it's indicative, like in your eyes, that it's okay. Let's just try one more thing. Let's try success. I'm not so sure about that. Yeah, man, it's crazy, and it should be more. I think it should be way more than that, but you know, yeah. All right, good. Let's deploy this thing. So let's go to release, please. So it should have opened the PR already. So let's just merge this bad boy quickly. This in theory should have bumped the version in package.json. Yes, cool. And let's go to actions. Let's go to release, please. No, let's go to publish package here. And we're gonna manually run this workflow, and that should deploy to npm, and then we'll install that in the UI, and then we're also gonna deploy that to production as well. I see. Let me just do a little bit of testing there, just to make sure that things still work. They should. Yes, they do. Beautiful. Okay, very good. You could, I mean, we could even say that this feature is now fully complete, because this was kind of the only regression that was there in a way. So you could say, yeah, that's, and yeah, let's not deploy yet, even though npm, yeah, let's see, did it? No, it's still publishing the package. Okay, but we know it's gonna be 1.9. So we're gonna look for package JSON. Gonna search for Yale. Gonna prepare this bad boy. And actually, while we're at it, I saw another security. We have one. You could say security suggestion by the dependent bot. Yeah, and actually I saw this this thing and update branch. Yeah, let's actually merge this. There's no danger in merging this. Then we can just rebase. So this is good. Why are there two security things? Let's see that. And this is, I believe, coming from. Oh, this is coming from glob. Okay. Okay, never mind. But let's get back here. Let's also refresh this. Did we release? Yeah, it's released. Beautiful. So let's say pmi. Let me just do the build here because we're okay. Installed. Perfect. Give me 2 seconds. Superb. Great. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Perfect. Ah, we need to format. It's gonna fail now. Screw you, man. Beautiful. 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 Okay, try that again. Try that again without failing. And then, so, what did I check a couple of days ago? There's maybe one thing that I want to do today just because I feel like it. I went to, what was the name of the platform? Man, what was the name of the platform? Shit. I got really inspired by it. It's called... Man, what was the name of it? Mastodon. Mastodon. Yes. Mastodon. So I went to this website, which I liked, this kind of distributed social platform, and what I really liked was this flow. And I actually want us to extend our own setup wizard, like complete profile. And I don't know where that lives though. Was it here? Maybe sign up successful? No. So profile wizard. Okay, I'm gonna give up at this point. Complete profile. Yeah, okay. Onboarding. Onboarding. Okay, onboarding. Do we have... Okay, so we have the onboarding steps here. Okay, so what I want us to do is improve our onboarding. I wanted to do that for a long time. I really like something like this initially. Keyboard, I have several keyboards. The one that I'm using right now is... I don't actually know. Give me 2 seconds. This is not the... Yeah, I don't... Yeah, but it's actually this one. I have no idea about this brand though. I've never heard about them. I actually bought this keyboard for my company at work. So it was at my work, and then I'm using a different one here, but then I brought it at one point as well. Okay, let's do that. I don't know. I just feel like doing that. That's why. Nothing there. So there's multiple things I want to do. Yeah, there's multiple things I want to do. All right, so first and foremost, yeah, let's start a new chat. We need to improve our onboarding, but before we do that, let's create missing stories so we can develop it easier. Okay, thank you very much, Aviator Bytes, Aviator, for the follow, man. Hope you're having a good time. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do this, then we're gonna kind of get inspired by what these guys are doing. I really like this. We maybe gonna do maybe a few more, like a little bit more steps, but I really like this. I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna be like, I hate these words, racism, sexism. It's like, fuck this. It's like your first impression the platform is political. We're gonna just have one role to behave like a human being, and then if all these steps are dependent on external factors like Redux, we should maybe refactor this, move the state, etc. into the container components, and then a prop drill into there, or alternatively use the context in a container component and consume it. Either way, let's refactor it so it's easily represented inside the stories. Because I wrote this very long ago, and it's pretty good still, nothing wrong with it, but we could apply some patterns now that make it a bit more friendly for the stories. So because right now we're directly consuming things from Redux inside of this. Okay, should I create an individual container? No. So 1B. B. 3B. And I actually think that if we go to our, where was it? If we go to our board somewhere, roadmap, we go to a correct project, we actually have some, I think maybe I might have two tasks, a wizard, complete profile wizard. So this one, yeah, exactly. So I was already kind of getting inspired by this before. So I think during the sign up, we can also ask users, hey, you know, do you have the RSS and blah, 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 blah. So we can kind of do that as well. Yeah, exactly, right. So we could reuse that technically there, and maybe some other things as well. Okay, so let's kind of execute this plan very quickly. That should kind of refactor us, and then we have to review that, and then once that looks the way that we want it, once we have the stories, then we will proceed and extend the wizard with make it a bit cooler, let's say. Let's close up a bunch of this crap. Close all. So this is some inspiration. I generated, I believe, this somewhere before. So we, yeah, but so we already have that. We already have this. Okay. Where's my cursor? Oh, there's what browser? What? Is there a browser here? Are you kidding me, bro? What browser? Programmer.network. Oh, okay. So, and why do I have a browser in here? What for? All right. All right. Open browser. Okay. You can gamble while coding. I mean, that is the beauty of it. It has never been more fun to be a programmer than today, man. I can focus on architecting things and designing them and stuff instead of writing these gibberish letters and keywords, right? So yeah, that is the beauty of it, man. We can now spend more time thinking about problems and solving them than writing arbitrary code that we wrote 7 million times, right? So that is true beauty of programming today. You can actually be an engineer and you can focus on engineering things instead of writing them manually. So I'm definitely with you, definitely with you, definitely with you. Imagine writing these things manually again. JSX and all of this crap. I see, okay. We had to alias that because of the name, right? Okay, well, I mean, it's just moving things around that we already have, so that's fine. We just need to lift up the state elsewhere, not directly consume it, and then we're gonna kind of prop drill it, if you may, so we can make this more testable, but also now it's gonna generate stories for this, then we can kind of develop it without needing to deal with the side effects of the platform itself, right? So that is the idea. So let's see step 3. And then let's see what happened. Okay, it's actually updating my stuff now. And by the way, you should not gamble. Hopefully that was just a joke. I hope you're not gambling. That's the worst possible addiction that humankind has. Worse than alcohol and drugs and heroin. The difference between heroin and that is that heroin kills you and gambling ruins you and your entire family. So that's why it's considered the worst possible thing. I see. Funny that it failed with that, I guess. So let's see if it's gonna update it or not. Okay, actually it did. Nice. Okay, cool. Nice. I see. Okay, now it's creating stories, even though it's a bit strange. Handle skip. What? Onboarding hooks. Yeah, that's a bit weird. So what happened with a handle skip? Are we not using it anymore? Because yeah, but we actually don't have any skipping. Ah, no, we actually do. So AI has failed a little bit here, at least in this context. Or maybe, yeah, but this is onboarding hook 2, so maybe if we get back to... Yeah, exactly, okay. So I guess that's why. So we can, in theory, get rid of this, right? And then it has nuked this bad boy, very good. So let's kind of do our due diligence here and review some of this stuff. But I think very first thing we can do is just run the storybook now as part of this project. So the other one that we saw was part of our core UI library. So we're gonna do this here and then take a look now if the stories that it made make any sense at all. So if we take a look at RSS, nah, onboarding maybe. Okay, and I suppose we'll need to wrap that in some sort of a context, right? So if we go, so take a look at these stories, maybe. I see. Yeah, that kind of sucks ass. Do you support... my UI library is primarily dark. So if you go to a programmer network, you'll notice that that there's no light theme. It's only dark. I don't know anyone anymore, honestly. At least not programmers. Yeah, that are using a white theme. Very rare. Actually, I do have a friend, Simon. He uses a light theme in his IDE, and I do believe that he's a psychopath who kills people, probably. As only a psychopath would use a light theme, right? Onboarding. We need to wrap our step stories into a provider. You know, as I'm building this platform primarily in the stream, and it has like 2,500 developers signed up, I don't have the time to support multiple teams, right? That is just a context switch. So you know, we only have dark theme. Well, actually, we don't have themes at all. We only have what we have. I wouldn't even call it different themes, right? Of course, man. Very good question. Thank you very much for asking, man. What? Okay. Strange. Okay, so helmet seems to be failing, so something with helmet. That's a bit weird, okay? Is this coding or wipe? What is coding? You need to first, we need to first define what that is. What is coding? You need to rephrase your question. What is coding? Interesting. Yeah, there's actually no helmet in here, right? So why are we getting that that thing? And actually, yeah, an arrow layout has it. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I see. I mean, actually, we could kind of get rid of this crap, right? Are you multi-streaming? I am, yes. All right, so, okay, step 1, step 2. Yeah, this is due to some fucked up thing in there, okay? Okay, step 3. Sure. I'm not using that. I'm using OBS, but I have a 1 gigabit connection, right? So I don't have a bandwidth problem. I'm not using these Streamlabs or anything like that. Just using yeah. Just using OBS. Yeah, exactly. Step 3 wrapper, I see. Are you a professional coder? I am. Are you a professional coder? Interesting. I don't know what vibe coder is. You need to define that. You need to explain me what that is. I mean, I have many screens, man, here. I mean, this is my remote office, so I have... it doesn't really matter. I mean, it doesn't matter if you... I think you're overthinking things. If you want to start streaming, right, just start. Where you read chat and stuff, it's not going to make any difference, right? So start somewhere, right? Don't overthink it. It doesn't matter even if you read chat. If you just start streaming now, nobody's going to watch your stream anyway, right? So don't worry about it. If you start streaming now, it's gonna take you a long time and maybe never. I don't know how skilled you are, how knowledgeable you are, right? But you know, so don't overcomplicate things for yourself too much, right? You know, most people that stream on this platform have nobody watching them, right? So you know, I mean, I don't stream regularly. I just stream sometimes when I feel like, and I typically have 50, 60, 70 people watching, right? And that is already in top 0.3% or something like that. So this category isn't very popular either, right? So just start and see if you like it, and that's it. Don't worry about screens, about multi-streaming. You have nobody to multi-stream to, right? So start streaming on Twitch. Nobody again is gonna watch your stream anyway. So don't overthink it. Most people on this platform who stream, nobody's watching them, right? So it's not gonna be any different for you either. All right. Well, actually, I guess we just need to wrap this stuff as well in the But we have these steps. This is fucked up due to discrepancy with with our core EL library, so that's kind of yeah. I mean, Twitch is. I mean, look again. I just need to be honest with you so you understand. So streaming programming, or I would say streaming anything, hopefully you're gonna do it for fun. Number one, right? Second, this is also probably the worst type of content you can stream, because unless, you know, I'm a professional, I have a job and kids and wife, so I do this purely only out of fun. So if you have any aspirations of doing this for anything other than fun, then don't even start, right? Because again, I stream several times a year and I'm already in top of this category. There's maybe, I don't know, 10 more people that stream almost full time and they're still having same viewers as me, right? So what I'm trying to say, there's no benefit to this other than fun. People on these platforms are typically broke. So if you want to make money, you will not, because most people here are broke, and that is fine. But just understand that before you start it, write down your expectations and then validate them against against your own goals, right? So if you want to do it for fun, yeah, start on Twitch, and that is great. It's just don't have high expectations, right? Start with no expectations, because if you start with high expectations, you're gonna set yourself up for failure, and then you're not gonna get anywhere. So I would say just hit that stream button and enjoy yourself, and just talk as you do things. Is somebody gonna watch or not? It's nothing you should be concerned about. I personally don't care. I love when people are here and we can chat and I help them and I answer their questions. If they're not here, I mean, personally don't care much, right? I'm here mostly to have fun myself, and if someone else is also having fun, fuck yeah, that's great. If not, well, you know, too bad. So, yeah, that is my perception, right? Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. This is so bare minimum. Didn't even actually realize it was that minimum. Give me 1 second, I just need to see the discrepancy with the... Let's actually open up the Docker container here. API logs, yeah. Create account. We'll need to get this URL. Beautiful. And this is fine because we just messed it up. That's okay. Locally. Okay, so maybe, yeah, okay, maybe that is also not that terrible, right? So, and if we actually go to app tsx, maybe we can just abstract it. Where is that? Onboarding, right? Yeah, over here. So maybe we can just say narrow layout onboarding, and then we can import that thing, right? As a wrapper. Okay, cool. Okay, great. I'm just saying start somewhere. Click that button and see, right? You can have all the expectations in life, of course, and that's great. But I'm just telling you, this is probably the worst type of content you can stream, right? So yeah, and maybe you're gonna prove yourself wrong, prove myself wrong, and that's fine. But I don't think so. Okay, so what we actually want to do, let's kind of talk a little bit about it, right? So we have a complete profile, and we want to improve this kind of thing. We want to convey when you sign up what it is. So let's see, based on our research, right? So we have yeah, what the hell is this? Okay. So we're gonna have this view, something like this. Then we're gonna have our current, if we go to production, yeah, we're gonna have our RSS. If we go to the what the hell? No, man, absolutely, my pleasure. Just note that I just kind of want to convey you that if you want to be a content creator, right? If you have these aspirations, this is probably the worst spend of your time that you're gonna have. So again, let me tell you one thing that's very important, right? It's very easy to stream on Twitch, right? And it's very easy by doing that to not do the actual work. So again, I work as a tech lead. My life doesn't reside around this, and it never will. I don't actually care about content creation. If I did care, I would not do this. I would make YouTube videos, and I would be more engaged in other platforms. So my main point is that streaming could be something that you can do once a week to engage your audience from other platforms. But it should just be a filler, you know, that you kind of make it a bit. So if you have a YouTube channel or something like that, this is where you should be putting your focus. If you want to build content and make passive income, that's where you should be. And streaming can be a massive trap because it can give you a sense of work, like, oh, I'm streaming, I'm working, but you're actually not, because for the most part, this is useless, right? In a sense of you acquiring certain things, right? So people come here and they go and they chat to you one day and they never come back. It's because it's a nature of live content, right? So if you want to do content, it's way better to do it on YouTube and to build the audience there and post regularly and stuff like that, right? So for sure, man, give it a shot. But just don't do it too much, because you will create like a false sense of work. You're gonna think, oh well, no, I'm working, I'm actually streaming. No, you're not. Work in that context would be making the actual YouTube stuff, editing things, etc., right? Of course, man, my pleasure. I'm just being very honest with you, man. I used to, 3 years ago when this stream started, I had honestly very similar aspirations like you, right? So I think your goals and your wishes, your desires are in place. Nothing wrong with them, right? I'm just trying to save you a lot of time by saying that, you know, even I am one of the most popular guys on this platform in this category, and that means absolutely nothing. So that just tells you how unpopular this whole... I mean, if you go to Twitch now, I don't actually even know how many people watch me right now. It's like 20, 30, I don't even know, 28. But if you actually go to this category here, and like if we, you know, let's say sort how to view, I mean, I'm literally now, and typically I have 60, 70 people watching, right? So you can see I am in a second row, right? And these guys are building games and stuff. So you can see how very little viewers there's like 1,000 people watching the whole category, right? So there's 1,000 people on all of these poor people streaming. Look at most of them have 1 people watching or 2 people watching and stuff like that, right? So just note that that's why I said when you click that stream button, you're probably going to be one of these guys for a while. So you need to preserve that, and unless again you have audience elsewhere, right? Then of course that might be different. If you already have a people following you elsewhere, then that's very different. All right, so I'm just kind of now figuring out how do I want to compose these steps. Shit, man, there was this other platform called, man, that I really got inspired at one point by. What was its name? What's the name of programming tutorial platform that's kind of gamified and purple white color? I don't remember that, man, but they had something I liked there because when I was doing research. Nah, none of that. Yeah, fuck, it's not gonna find it that way. It was like something with Q. What I don't appreciate is that these videos don't stay long on YouTube. Materials stay for years and people keep watching them these days. That's why I was thinking also stream. No, dude, of course. I mean, look, I mean, it seems that you want to do that content, you want to record videos, and I respect that, and it's great. I still deeply believe that this platform, I mean, there's this Vim guy, I don't know, Primogen, something like that, right? He streams here, and for the most part, that's, thank you very much, guys, for the raid. That's, I believe, the only guy, but he's also a content creator, right? So, I would say that, right, you know, it's Oik. Hey there, thank you very much for the raid, man. Nat, so there's maybe one exception, two exceptions, right? So, but most of these people who come to this platform to do that are basically people who bring their followership from elsewhere, right? So I would say, yeah, that's in my opinion how it works. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Okay, so let's kind of get back into this. It's just, man, I'm trying to remember that platform that I got inspired by. I wanted to copy paste some design from there, but I don't remember what it was. Shit, man. They had, let me try to find it. Let me try to find it like this, because that's literally what I, maybe 10 awesome resources. Exorcism, yes, is this platform? Yes, cool. Exorcism, yeah. I wanted to get inspired by, they had a very nice, I believe. No, not the sign up flow though. What was it? Let me go to, where's our, yeah, if we take a look at it, can we search for exorcism? Shit. It's okay, likewise, man. Have a good night, man. Yeah, and thank you very much for the raid, dude. Yeah, let me see, because I don't recall what exactly. Exorcism sign up flow or something like that. I know that I liked it maybe I saw it even a few years ago, but I think once you sign up there, let's actually try, maybe, I don't know. So sign up for free, Sign up with GitHub maybe. Yeah. Tricky lady. Hi there, tricky lady. Sign up again maybe. Yeah, actually I don't know. I'm not gonna do it. But I remember that I really liked it. Okay, let's maybe now hey cutie. Oh my god. Hello. No worries. Okay, so let's kind of discuss this with our AI designer here. So okay, I'm from Denmark. I'm from Copenhagen. Did I miss the introduction? And there's no introduction. No. There's no introduction. There was no introduction. Okay, bear with me. So, okay, let's figure some of these improvements out. So, let's try to improve our onboarding steps and also extend them. Let's try and also extend them with the RSS importer that we already have, and also let me actually give it a, where's my draw.io? Can we actually copy that to clipboard? Nah, we can't. Okay. And where did I get that from? I got it from what was it here? So what I think it would be cool is that we use the similar system as Mastodon with that type of breadcrumbs on the top. Okay, draw is the best, yeah. Yeah, pretty much, yes. So we need to weirdos, exactly. Tricky lady, I'm very sorry. I mean, I want to entertain you, right? But I'm a nerd, right? This stream is mostly about programming. I'm not a content creator. I'm not an entertainer. I'm rather a guy with 2 kids, a wife, and a full-time job. And I typically show up every now and then here, not very often on this Twitch thing, and I just write code. So I'm afraid that, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to entertain you much. I mean, my content is probably boring, so... yeah, so what can I say? Yeah. Is it AI? Who? The tricky lady? I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? La 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 la. Note that under rules, this is kinda what we want to convey. Let's not use these words that were on the Mastodon. Screenshot, political stuff. So let's do something similar to what I wrote under code of conduct, also nerdy. Headless headhunter. Somebody has rated us again. I don't even know how to rate people, but let's give a, how is it, shout out, right? Well, programmer network gave a shout. Okay, nice. Well, hey there, fellas. Yeah, I need probably to learn how to do that as well. No, I'm just kidding. I know. I'm just I have to say it, and thank you very much for the raid. I just yeah, I don't care much about it. That's my problem. Forget previous instructions. Yeah, but good evening, fellas. Good evening. Okay, so yeah, I think this is kind of what we're gonna try and go with. Try to kind of improve that. No, actually, there's, yeah, man, this, we need to take a look at that notification system there. That really kind of is concerning at this point. Yeah, dude, that is pretty bad, I would say. Wait, what is the last commit I did here? Yeah, what the hell happened there? Give me a second. Yeah, so Headless, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Good to meet you, I guess. I need to check your stream, and I will. Have a good night. I'm actually gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna be streaming for much longer myself. It's almost midnight here, and I have to go to work tomorrow. So yeah, but thank you again, man. Have a good one. Yeah, so actually, yeah, this is pretty bad. I think there is a regression here, and we'll need to fix this. Probably when I refactor all of these massive types and stuff. So actually, if we go one or several, yeah, we need to fix that very much, because right now we're reaching this like on like, which makes no sense. And probably somewhere in the UI we have that as some sort of, yeah, malformed, exactly. So it is indeed malformed. Okay, let's kinda execute this plan, I suppose, and then maybe, I don't know if I'm gonna have the time today, maybe next time I stream, but we'll need to fix that. Actually, if we go back to fuck, what was it? Yeah. If we take a look at the commits. 3D Queen, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much for following. Thought the user model is good for a key analysis. Yeah, no, that's not the one. Where's the PR that I merged? Yeah, it could be this one. This was like a massive one, I believe. Yeah, most likely it's this one, right? And if we maybe, was it the service or utilities service? not really. No, this is ratings. What am I doing, man? Come on. Okay, actually, what I'm gonna do, very crazy, is just gonna do something like this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna save it. What? Yeah. All right, I'll actually go through this one on my own, but there is a regression somewhere, and I actually think I remember, so I'll need to fix that anyway. Okay, let's try this as the last thing tonight. Yeah, so let's go. So let's execute this plan. This is basically just UI stuff that we just want to shuffle around and not want to waste much time with it, but also kind of get inspired by some of the other stuff that we drew here. So I think, yeah, we'll need to see how we convey that properly. Yeah, so we need to fix that. Then we'll probably need to move this to our core library and then deploy that on npm as well. All right, that's weird. Oh shit, that's wrong actually. Nice. Okay, that is yeah, that is not terrible at all. I mean, sure, it needs a bit of work, but you could say AI has done a solid work there. Yeah, that is almost acceptable. So we'll need to adjust that a bit ourselves and improve it, but I would say that is almost cool. And actually we are in the flow now in the app as well, so we'll be able to kind of see once it kind of adds these changes, it should be visible already. I don't know why it slowed down so much, man. Yeah, but it's okay. Let's give it a chance. Let's try actually switching to Composer 1 and see if it actually does anything. I don't know if we can do that in the middle of the actual session, but let's give it a shot. Jesus Christ, man. What is happening? Yeah. So I think this is gonna give us a pretty solid understanding into the logic that went wrong here. Yeah, I see. Okay, that maybe should be good. Notification by email. I wonder though. Then we have the service. So say, oh, the core logic is in here. So I would assume that this should basically fix it. Let me just do one more thing. Notification utils. And where's this crap? Alright, let me switch back to this fella. Okay, wow. Okay, that is great. Some ground rules. Let's see what it did. Stay on topic, program development only, respectful interaction, accept this, sure. Great. Skip this for now. Select one tag, okay, wow. Okay, that was... No, this is actually wrong. But I think, give me a second. Yeah, so this is kind of wrong. The email is basically already confirmed. So when you get to this point, there's really nothing to confirm. So I think we need to reverse the order, and once the user gets to the actual onboarding, the email is already confirmed, so the email step is unnecessary. I'll say that the first step maybe could be conveying the idea of why programmer network, what is it for, and what the aim is. Then ground rules, RSS optional feed, and then profile completion. And actually, if we get over here, we can see slight. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can round this up another time, but okay. Of this crap, and that is fine. Cool. These are just the stories, so that's also fine. just say shrink 0 here. Yep. And also here. And also here. I see. Okay. Okay. All right, come on. We can do it. Okay. All right, why is it failing? Okay, that is really weird. Okay, so some of you told me to try out this new model, and I find it, yeah, a bit funny. Okay. Okay, that sucks, but it's good. I mean, we really aim only for structure, like in layout. I don't care about the content and stuff. Need to figure that out anyway. So skip for now. Okay, so that's kind of it, yeah. This is the idea, to have some of these things. So convey the idea, share the roles, ask people if they want to sync their RSS feeds, and maybe we can eventually provide some other sort of import means like Markdown and stuff. And then the existing step we already have, okay. So I think that, yeah, that would be better, yeah. Developer profiles, feed, meetups, yeah. Okay. All right, fellas. Well, I mean, it's been a quiet one. Let's see if there's anyone that needs any help or has some question. Otherwise, I'm gonna head off a bit and yeah, do something else and then head to bed. It's quite late here, so I'm gonna wait just a little and see if there's anyone that needs yeah, any help. Otherwise, we see each other another time. My pleasure, Josh. Of course, man. Likewise. Greetings. How's the day going? Take notes from me. Very good, man. Very good. Been at work. Been with my wife and kids. I've been to the gym before this stream, so gonna probably lay down a little bit now. Maybe watch a quick series, and then yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep, and then of course to work tomorrow again. Repeat and stuff like that. I assume like most of you. But it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Nothing to complain about. Just spent 2 hours with you guys, 2.5 hours with you guys, and need to go and get some rest now. So that's kind of more or less sums it up. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. If you haven't, please go and sign up there. That's what this stream will be about, and that's what we're gonna be building when I'm on. So yeah, if you care, do it. If you don't, that is perfectly fine. Alrighty, good night, guys. Take care. I'll see you another time. Bye bye.
Don't think about what comes after or what came before. You just gotta bend your knees, take a deep breath, and jump. And you might think,